So for years, I was preparing to take YouTube seriously, to finally become consistent, right? Years. And if you look back at my channel, you'll see that my first video was from like 3 years ago. And yet, I can count the number of videos that I've recorded on my hands. So I was just preparing, right? Like I told myself, and by preparing, I mean that I was watching YouTube videos about how to make YouTube videos. I was thinking about what kind of channel I wanted to be, how I could script my videos, who I should take inspiration from. And yet I had filmed basically nothing. And the embarrassing part is that I had nothing but time. Like I had a roof over my head, I didn't have a full-time job taking up every waking hour. I had hours every single day that I could just use to film anything. But I just kept telling myself, not yet. I'm almost ready. Just a little bit more research, just a little bit more prep. And here's the thing, I genuinely believed that story. Like it felt reasonable, right? Like it felt smart even in a way. Like I was being strategic about, my video making process instead of being impatient. But I want to talk to you about what that story was actually doing to me, because I don't think that it's about preparation at all. I think it's about something entirely different. So let me first just name the thing that we're talking about, right? Because I think it shows up in a lot of different ways. There's the classic version, which is, I'll start my business once I've saved up enough. I'll reach out to clients once I feel more confident. I'll start filming more once I do more research, right? Like each of those sounds reasonable, like genuine steps that we should be taking before we start. Now, each delay on its own makes complete sense. But then you zoom out and then all of a sudden 6 months has gone by and you're in the exact same place that you started. Like it's always the same structure, right? There's a thing that you want to do, and then there's a condition that you feel like you need to meet first. And then when that condition is met, well, a new, equally reasonable condition pops up right after. Like we always just need a bit more time, a bit more knowledge, just a little bit more certainty before we start. And the finish line keeps on moving. But the thing is, you're the one moving it. Now, for the people who genuinely have a busy life, like let's say you're working a full-time job, you come home, you're tired, you've got school, you've got a ton of genuine obligations, fair enough. This video isn't targeted at you, unfortunately. The person that I am speaking to is the guy who has all the time in the world and still doesn't do what he's been wanting to do. The kind of time that most people our age would genuinely pay for, and they're still not doing the thing. So the usual excuse of, I just don't have time for this right now, we can't even use that. It's not available to us like the people who have too much time, which means that we have to be honest about what's actually going on. And what that means is that the whole one-day story gets exposed because the conditions are right. Or at least they're as close to being right as they've ever been. You have the time, you have a roof over your head, you have the internet, which means you have access to every tool and every piece of information that you could possibly need to start. So the real question isn't when will the conditions be right, but rather, what are you actually waiting for? So what I think is actually going on is the one day thing is actually doing something for you. There's a reason you're subconsciously doing it, right? Because if there's no reason, then you wouldn't be doing it at all. And it's not simple procrastination. In a way, it's actually protection. And once you see what it's protecting you from, then the whole thing just kind of unravels. So here's what I mean. As long as you haven't started, as long as you're still in that planning phase, you're safe from finding out what actually happens when you try. From finding out whether or not you actually have what it takes, whether your ideas are any good, whether the thing that you think you're meant to do is actually something that you'll succeed at. And right now, in this planning phase, you can imagine it going well. You can picture the channel growing, the business working, the thing succeeding in the way that you hope that it will. You're living in potential. And potential, honestly, feels kind of amazing because there's no failure in potential. You don't envision, oh man, like all of this is gonna go terribly. Like when you think about your potential, you think about what it'll be when it goes right. There's no evidence against you yet. There's no gap between what you think you're capable of and who you're actually showing yourself to be. Starting kills that imagination, because starting means finding out the reality of it. Starting means feedback, whether it's from the world or from other people or even from yourself. Starting means that maybe you try something and it doesn't work, and now you have to look at your own failures, and that is genuinely uncomfortable. So, that's my alarm, sorry. Oh, that's my other alarm. I apologize, that was my alarm. Anyway, where was I? So what does your brain do? It creates reasons why not yet is reasonable. I just need a little bit more research. I just want to make sure that I have a solid plan first. I want to do this properly, so I'm going to be thorough about it. And all of that feels, or in the moment at least, like diligence. Like you're not the impulsive person who just jumps in before they're ready. But what it actually is, most of the time anyway, is fear disguised as planning. And I know this is true because of one specific test. So ask yourself honestly, right? What additional piece of information are you actually waiting for? What would you need to know that you don't know right now that would genuinely make you feel ready to start? Now, if you're anything like me, you're probably drawing a blank right now, aren't you? Like maybe you're struggling to come up with a genuine answer. Or maybe is the actual answer something like, I'd feel ready when I'm not scared anymore. Because that's not information, that's a feeling. And feelings don't come from waiting, they come from doing. I just kept on telling myself that I needed to know more about YouTube before I started filming. But no amount of watching other people's videos is gonna give me that. The only thing that's actually gonna move the needle forward was just me setting up the camera, hitting the record button, and then filming one video. So what I want you to take away from this is this. That story that one day when I'm ready, when I have more clarity, when things have settled down, that's not a plan. And it's not really even a condition at all. It's a way of keeping yourself safe from finding out. Because the alternative, just starting right now with whatever imperfect knowledge and lack of confidence and certainty that you have, it feels dangerous, scary even, like jumping straight into the deep end. But here's the thing. The fear doesn't go away before you start. You can't think fear away because it goes away because you start. You don't get the confidence first and then you take the action. You take the action despite being scared, and the confidence comes on the other side from having taken the action. That is the only order that it ever actually happens in. The conditions that you've been waiting for, honestly, they're already here. They've been here for a while now, and the only thing that wasn't here before was just your decision to begin. And that's not a condition that you wait patiently for. That's a choice that you make. So here's what I actually want you to do. Not next week, not tomorrow, not even later today. Immediately after this video ends, I want you to open up your calendar, find 1 hour of time. And it doesn't even have to be first thing in the morning. It doesn't have to be like a perfect time slot. It just has to be one block of hour, wherever you can find it on your schedule, and just label it with your one thing, whether it's filming or outreach or writing, whatever your one thing is. And in that hour, the only rule is this, just one rule. You do one thing that is not research and not planning. One thing that is actual work. Film one draft, write one email, record one take, even if it's a bad one. All you want at the end of this one block is one tangible, concrete piece of shit that actually shows you, I've started. Not because 1 hour changes everything, but because that 1 hour proves something to your brain. That starting doesn't kill you. And that fear was louder than the danger ever actually was. And the second hour after that, it gets a little bit easier because of that. And the third hour, even easier. You're not waiting for your life to start. Your life is already happening. Time will pass with or without you. One day, 5 years will have gone by, and you'll have either been doing your thing for 5 years straight and you'll have built something incredible from it, or you'll be in the same place as you are now, just 5 years older.